In this video, we're going to take a look at creating railings and also casework or cabinetry, but it's called casework in the Revit library and mostly for in the industry. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple of walls. I choose my shortcut WA for that. And I'll go ahead and throw in a couple floors. See if I can get this out of the way here. There we go. Also, that's a good example there. I double clicked on this symbol. You can see how that changed my top view up here. If that happens to you, you can just click through this over here, this little button. See, it went down to a very, very minimized ribbon. And if I click again, it'll go away. And then one more time back to normal. So that just kind of cycles through the options on viewing for your ribbon up there. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in floors. I'll just do 2 here. So I'm going to do 1 just for the majority of the space, and then I'm going to add another one out here as if I had a patio. Just be a little concrete, slab out here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a railing to that. So to do that, under my architecture tab, I'm going to go to railing, and I'm going to sketch. This sketch does not have to be in a closed loop. It can be open-ended. So I'm just going to draw a railing around the outside there and finish that sketch. And now I have a railing. Take a look at it in 3D. There are some different types of railings here. So you can switch to different ones. The glass one is a little bit, gets tricky with the sizing of the glass. That of course would not be to code. Just a couple different options in here. To work with. Then I'm going to go ahead and build in some casework as if it was like a kitchen area. So to do that, I need to load in some families. So I'm going to load those in from, you guys will go and load them from your Revit library. But if you have trouble accessing that, the Revit library is posted on Canvas, so you can download that and bring those files in. Similar to how I'm going to do this right here. But to find that cabinetry, it's going to be casework. And you have base cabinets, and then wall cabinets are the uppers. And you also have countertops. So several different pieces here of families. So I'm going to load in some base cabinets first. And you should, if you switch your view to icons, you'll get a preview. If you need to, if you're in, when you're loading it in, it should show it to you. But I'm going to go ahead and select the base cabinet. I just want a simple one here with 2 drawers. For a sink area, you would bring in this one. It's telling you here that's the sink unit. So that's where the sink would go. So it doesn't have drawers there. I'm also just going to bring in a countertop. I'm just going to bring in the simple. And then I'm going to bring in some upper cabinets as well. There are some other items in here that you can take a look at. And I'm just going to switch my view again here. And I'm just going to go, let's go with the one with the glass here. So I'll open that up. It is upgrading the model. They are in an older version, but that's no problem. It's just upgrading it to 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and load each of these in here. And I can place these in 3D or a floor plan. So I'm in a floor plan view right now, but you could also place those in 3D. Easier to locate them in a floor plan. You'll notice the casework is wall hosted. It's the wall because these are wall hung, so they are attached. So Revit does show them as or have them as wall hosted here. Load in the lower piece. The lower cabinets are not wall hosted, but I can flip those around to match here, and I'm going to move. Use it by move command to bring that casework over. Now, if I were to do a interior elevation here, remember to switch that type. Whoops. Add one here. And I can go to that view. So you can see we're a little bit disjointed right now, but that's no problem. I can go ahead and move this casework over. All right, and this one that's 30 inches wide. So let's see if that's 36. Now I just moved it into the wall a little bit. There we go. And this one now, that's 42. So I would want those to match. So I'm gonna have those. So I'm just switching the type here. And then of course you can create new types if you have a custom size that you need. Move, I'm just using the shortcut I have for move to get enter that command there. So if I take these and use my copy, and I'm set to copy multiple, so I can throw a couple of those across. I can adjust my counter here. And there you go. You just have a little bit of casework here. Let's take a look at it in 3D. There you go. If you need to make a custom size, you can edit type. Make sure that you do duplicate it. Let's say maybe I need one, there's some typicals in here, but for some reason you need one that's like 31 or 32. I'm going to duplicate it. And then I would go down here and change the width. All right, you can also adjust any of these other dimensions in here. If you might have an upper that's over a refrigerator that needs to be shorter or not as tall, so you can make new types there. All right, and you can see how that, of course, adjusted in the size. And then you would do the same thing and create a new one for the top here. All right, and that is your basics on building with casework. I encourage you to download bring the families into a project and experiment with them and try out the different types that Revit has in the Revit library for your use.